Hey guys, this is MCOGAMER27. Hope everyone is having a very nice day. Today we have my nephews that I highly respect. First as men, and of course as my nephews that I truly respect their opinions. And both of them are really true gamers. So of course we are going to talk about the whole Xbox. Let me just say my opinions about this. First things first, I really hope those people they could quickly, and hopefully they could like land a job quickly, and I'm gonna be praying, because that is the number one thing. It's just, these are people, guys. These are people's lives, and that's one thing that we have to always look at. Okay, the games are games, but this is beyond games. This is about human life. There's people now that don't have health insurance, and I know one of those people, God forbid, have cancer. Correct? You know what I mean? I mean, somebody is sick and now they don't have health. This is very serious, guys. So with that said, my opinion is this: everyone knows, okay? I am a true fan of like Mr. Phil Spencer. My nephews know it. I've been a fan for his for 7 years, right? And I told Eli 7 years ago when I heard him say about this dream about having like a per se Netflix like for games. His vision was so compelling, and I followed him, and then I respected him, and I still do as a gamer, because the man is a real gamer. I'm not gonna take that away from him. Credibility, and I mean, how could he go now to any platform now and say, oh, we like want to do this, we want to do that, when he lost every credibility possible? I'm gonna now give it to my nephews. I'm gonna start with Elias. Go ahead, sir.
I always said he was full of shit.
Okay.
Look, I've been saying it for a long time, man. Xbox been playing nice because they had nothing else to play with. Okay. Then they started buying all these Xbox fanboys. I prefer my Xbox, but you got no games. Oh, but we're backwards compatible, but you don't even play them. Whatever. Look, all I cared about was what is he actually doing, and he came out with Game Pass. Game Pass is genius. It is godlike, and it'd be great if it works. I remember always saying, guys, if this works, it's gonna take over everything. What's gonna happen to physical games? What's gonna happen, right? But apparently, it's not working. I think he is going to go. I concede, but I also think that I don't think it's fair to say he lied. I think Microsoft upended him. He came out, I think he was always trying to be transparent with what he wanted and what he believed in. He also came out and was very transparent and said, hey, if by 2027 we don't hit our numbers, Xbox, as you know, it is going to be gone. It's not going to be the same brand. And now we're seeing, he said that, 6-7 months ago? We didn't even get there. We didn't even finish 2024. We're not even halfway done. I think Microsoft stepped in and said, no, we're not going to watch this for that long.
Right. Okay.
And I think people above him were like, we spent too much money. Almost 80 billion between all the acquisitions together, right? Or something like that, 75. I think he's like, we spent too much money. I think the numbers are just so stagnated. They're like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. And I think
wasn't it like 70 just for Activision?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
69 or whatever.
And so I really do think, and even when he went on Kind of Funny, I remember telling Theo, I think as a leader, he showed honesty, but he showed too much weakness when he did that interview.
Yes.
But that
yes,
also, I think he has also been as transparent as he could be, right? I also think he's full of shit. He's full of PR speak. When everybody, I think it's both. It's both because he's magnificent at PR. The problem is you only talk your way in circles for so long until somebody realizes it's a fucking circle, right? And now, even when they did the whole exclusive thing, and he literally basically said over time everything's going to PlayStation, and everybody pretended like he did it because he worded it in a certain way, right? It was funny. It's like people aren't catching on to what's really happening. I think he's always trying to be consistent. He's great at PR talk, but I really do think they pulled the rug from under him. And I think I talked to Theo earlier. He mentioned something, and it was true. You're the face, so you're the scapegoat. It doesn't matter. I don't think he lied intentionally. I think he was always clear about what his vision was. It wasn't working out. He was clear about what the next steps were. And I think Microsoft or everyone above him was just, nah, we're cutting loose. We're getting our revenue higher. We're gonna get our profits up. We need to keep shareholders, yada yada. And I always said it. People always say he has an open checkbook and Microsoft doesn't care. But the reality is Microsoft didn't become one of the richest companies in the world by not caring about losses. And I think now, and I feel so confident that he didn't intentionally lie. They pulled the rug up from under him. They're like, why are we going to wait till 2027 if they're seeing a decline? They don't want to wait. I think they stay the richest company by not being okay with losing money. I think that's what they're doing. I feel bad for Phil. I feel bad for everyone who lost their jobs. I feel that I just think it's unfortunate. I think he really tried. I think he's a great dude who is great at PR talk, and people fall for it because they don't really understand the corporate side. And I think that he had to be the scapegoat. I think he probably sat down the last couple of weeks annoyed in his house, knowing this was coming. He knew the day was coming. I think he was annoyed because it wasn't his vision. He knows that he's a scapegoat. He knows that now his career is going to end. He went from being one of the best CEOs in gaming, or the best CEO in gaming, to now being the most hated overnight. I think he knew something. I think it wasn't his plan. This wasn't his vision. But it is what it is, right? So he's going to have to go so that they can build the connected credibility with someone new now. And if they're smart, stop kissing babies. Okay? Stop kissing babies. Stop petting animals at the zoo with your fans. Just be like, say what you want about Jim Ryan. The man was so quiet, you couldn't call him a liar on much. And when he did lie, like on the Horizon thing, they took it back.
All right.
You know?
Okay, so now, all right, Stevie.
Accountability. At least Brian had that.
Stevie, share me your thoughts, please. Completely, go.
Yeah, well, I think we look at how Xbox is doing now compared to, let's say, even 4 years ago, where the Xbox One was kind of turned around and they were coming in strong with the new generation, and Game Pass was on the rise. Once you explain today's situation, hardware is down, subscribers are down, the growth has stopped, and then they spend all this money, and what has Bethesda shown so far?
You said something.
And they have to answer it.
You said something today to me. Hold on, Stevie. That we could hear that all that crackling. You're good?
Yeah. Go ahead. What you said? I said something today
about if per se Tango was still with Bethesda independently. Say that.
Right. So if Bethesda was still independent, Bethesda would not have closed the studio. But because they're in Microsoft, and Microsoft has to justify keeping all these developers and teams open, I say I now regret supporting Microsoft purchasing Activision and Bethesda, because now they're only focusing on the big studios that are making the big franchises like Fallout. I mean, mind you, what's the space one called again? Starfield. Right. That was the big studio, and that was a massive flop. And I'm sure that game lost a lot more money than Hi-Fi Rush did, or even Ghostwire Tokyo, because the budget.
It was a successful launch. It was a hugely successful launch. The problem is
the game wasn't that good,
and it couldn't maintain
for a decade, and all you had was a successful launch, and your puppy, even the greatest fans, couldn't even support it after 30 days. And what does that tell you? This was not your decade-long game. It's not what it was supposed to be. So it is a failure of what it was trying to be. A successful first 30 days is nothing for a game that is meant to be played for years on end. So,
and another thing, do you guys think? I know this is probably going to be a wider discussion. If Microsoft didn't get the purchase of Activision, would they have closed these studios?
No,
No.
no.
Yep.
But they have so much more. You know,
They're
funny.
too wide now. The company's too
You know,
wide.
they did say something,
Hmm.
but it's not necessarily accountability at all, but it is an admission. They said to have one central point be responsible for all of these studios is a lot. They did say that. It's like, okay, so thank you for admitting that you bit off more than you can chew.
Amen.
Exactly.
That is what they're saying without saying it, right? We want to hear them say, I'm sorry, guys, we made a decision. They're never going to do that.
But the
But
thing is,
If this is too much, well, then why'd you buy it?
see, but what kills me the most about Tango Games. So someone lied. I think it was who said that it was a success, right? And then months now.
I think it was like the VP of marketing or something.
Right, they
like
said
that they couldn't be happier.
They couldn't be happier
with Hi-Fi Rush.
But the thing is, could you imagine these people right now? What we did wrong? We did a game, a smaller title, everything you wanted, we did, and we still got fired. So I just can't believe, and then they have Phil all day. You guys seeing it, quoting. We want to give Tango Game and these smaller places a financial freedom, so they could be creative and they don't have to worry about losing their jobs.
Mm-hmm. And he said, I don't know the exact wording, that he wasn't going to punish studios who wanted to make those type of projects.
Correct.
And that's why he wanted to support Redfall, and he wanted to support Hi-Fi Rush, which are not in those companies' wheelhouses. They were venturing out to make those games for people.
I don't think it was. Hi-Fi Rush was never supposed to be a banger.
Correct.
This something to consider, right? This wasn't like Gear 6, right? Like this Hi-Fi Rush was a passion project that no one expected to do so well. This was said many times. I think people need to stop. It was a breakout hit, but there were no expectations. So to me, when you hear that, oh, Hi-Fi Rush game was one of your biggest games, it was, but we have to be fair, that was an unexpected success that had way more passion and polish and quality and identity than anybody expected, right? So that game drops, and then you have, I do think, it beat every metric. An unmarketed game that no one saw coming, and a passion project in a small corner of the studio that no one saw.
And what do you call it? The instant drop. What's it called? They did the
Shadow Drop.
Shadow Drop.
Shadow Drop.
So,
on top of that,
again, I 100% believe that it beat every metric. I don't think that's a lie. It did beat every metric because you didn't have much expectation for it. That's why it came out at such a low price. But also, those metrics are low, right?
Right.
What else was Tango? What else did Tango do?
Ghostwire Tokyo, baby.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
And they were planning a sequel as per the leaked FTC documents. They was planning a Ghostwire Tokyo 2 that they were working
and then they were pitching a
Hi-Fi Rush sequel.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Last week they were pitching it.
Exactly. So Hi-Fi Rush and Ghostwire Tokyo were trying to make sequels for those.
And then they did Prey, and everyone's saying you got rid of the people who made Prey.
No, Prey is the other one, Arcane.
Oh, Arcane, yeah. So all right, what is Tango done?
They made Deal. What's the horror one?
Evil Within.
The Evil Within series.
One and 2.
Okay, so now here, let's have a real honest question. How profitable have they been in the last 8 years? Evil Within 2. Evil Within, great niche game. Evil Within 2, I still think great niche game. Hi-Fi Rush, Shadow Drop, small metrics, and it was a success by those metrics. Doesn't mean they made money, and it was also on Game Pass, so they make money. It got a player base, it got a following, it got a cult following. Still didn't make money. And Tokyo, what is that game called again? Ghostwire Tokyo?
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Also, mid-game. So, everyone can say all these things. They didn't promote Hi-Fi. I think Hi-Fi had the potential to be a real profitable game, but they didn't believe in it.
I'm not mistaken, but wasn't that Game of the Year contender at the awards?
Yeah, But
Look
see,
at that.
and here's the issue. It was said multiple times. This was a small passion project that was a big hit. Didn't expect it, unexpected surprise. That's why it did beat every metric. But it's beating every metric on the time that had no expectations. If
Okay.
I think that's true.
Stevie, I'm sorry. Stevie, try to talk closer to your mic because you're sounding too far away.
But yeah.
Oh,
I don't
better?
I don't
Yeah,
think
oh,
that's
perfect. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they lied. I just think it had such small metrics in the first place. Now,
Okay.
to me, the bigger issue is how could leadership not see the potential in that game and say, "Hey, let's market this. This has an identity. This." Why would you not put it in a position? Hi-Fi Rush is the best game they have made in how the other games you mentioned, they don't compete. Hi-Fi Rush is the best game they have made. It has all the identity and potential in the world. How can you look at that and not think we can push this? You're too focused on Starfield, and look how that turned out, right? Like Hi-Fi Rush was a game that should have been marketed, should have been pushed, it should have been in front of everybody's eyes, it should have been on everybody's display and everybody's social media advertisements, and it was not. That was a game that could have been.
But which one do you think lost more money?
Huh?
Yeah,
Which one you think lost more money? They spent a lot more money on Starfield, and they didn't get the reception.
yeah, but hold on. But something that I'm gonna listen. If per se Hi-Fi Rush was marketed correctly, because that was unexpected, Elias nailed it. So we can't really. But if they gave it proper marketing, that could have been a $49.99 game, and people would have bought it. Versus only $29.99.
Right.
Because of the marketing, right? And I think if you did the proper marketing, what Eli says, everything Eli said, he nailed it. Maybe they could have charged another $20, and it still would have been money. But to be fair,
And
too,
everybody played the game and said they could have charged more. That even the price shows you the confidence they had in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they and again, I'm looking at some of the lists.
Eli, try to talk closer to the phone.
Sorry, I'm looking at the list of games. Even Within 2, great game. Came out a while ago. I'm not sure how profitable it was. I didn't see it on any sales charts like that. Right. So then after that, you have Ghostwire Tokyo.
Which I liked Ghostwire. I beat that game.
Stevie, try to talk close to the mic.
Yeah, I beat that game. I enjoyed
hear
Ghostwire Tokyo.
I hear it too. And then you have Hero Dice, right? I think the reality of you can have a great game. It's unfortunate they didn't push it. I'm gonna be devil's advocate. How valuable has that company really been since the Evil Within 2?
But you could say how valuable has many of Microsoft Studios been then?
I mean,
Well, I've been saying that for years. I've been saying that for a long time. Outside of
even Rare, if they treated Rare like this, Rare would have been shut down 4 years after they bought it.
All right, but now, listen. I was talking to like Jeffrey, you know, and me and Jeff and I, now Jeff thinks like Eli, very businesslike, and I respect Jeff. He's my boy. I love him. Nothing but love for him, and that's the way he thinks, and I respect the way he thinks. He business, and I respect that. But I was trying to explain to him, right, that gamers in this industry, they have a voice. And when they unite, what happened to Helldivers last week? Everyone was moaning and moaning. They got what they wanted, though, right? At the end of the day, right? What I'm saying is, I think, like I was telling him, Jeff, that Phil Spencer, I don't think he should lose his job because I think he's a talent. But I think they're gonna shift him. To me, he shouldn't be CEO no more. I mean, they won't fire him because he's too much of a talent. But I think that he won't be CEO no more. They're gonna move him to another. You know why he'll be good at sending him to Congress just as a
Lobbyist.
A lobbyist. That's what they were saying for like gamers. You know,
because he knows how to talk. What, Eli?
Exactly.
Bullshit.
But anyway, I want to see. I think he lost integrity, dignity. I don't know how he could. I mean, his friends are talking to him. How could he come back on a platform like to funny kind of games again and just have a normal interview? How? I mean, I can't see that. Okay, so now I want your guys' opinions. Do you think he should go? Yes or no? Eli, go first.
I think he should be moved out of the moves out of the limelight, but he should still consult on all the Game Pass.
Okay, but they could fire Booty. What about Booty?
You got to put Booty on the camera. There you go. From the front.
No, but I'm saying, what is your opinion? Do you think he deserves to be CEO right now? To me, he has to go.
I think at the end of the day, you had good intentions, but if you're constantly down over and over, if under your leadership, regardless of a great idea, not all great ideas pan out, regardless of your intentions, you were in a position that numbers were so bad that it's going to close by 2027, and you're in a position that I believe, me, because I don't believe anybody lied. Nobody intentionally fucks up like that. I don't care what you think. You hate corporations. Nobody's gonna do that because everybody likes their job, and you're trying to get the biggest exit you can.
Correct.
I just think he had a great idea. It didn't pan out, and I think they pulled the rug from under him because it's not panning out. So at the end of the day, great idea, industry shifting idea, failed.
All right, Stevie.
They pulled them out.
Stevie,
so
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eli.
No, that's it. I think it's unfortunate. I am very, very confident we're going to find out this wasn't a lie. They were looking down and said, we're not waiting. We're stopping this now. It means he failed. You know, he's a great guy. It means he failed. And that's all it is. I don't think he intentionally misled anyone. I just think he failed.
Okay.
Stevie, what's your opinion? Shifting, like I said, or what do you think?
So to go play devil's advocate and go the opposite end, if he has to go, it's going to be called by his superiors, so the board of directors, CEO Nadella, and investors. But if what he's doing now is appeasing those people, maybe he's not going nowhere because maybe he's doing it to appease them.
Jeffrey agrees with you on that one. Jeffrey says his business. That's cutthroat.
Right. And the CEO might even reward him. He will say, well, no, now that's what I'm talking about.
But then again, remember, the gamers
that's
do
what I
have
was telling
power.
you earlier, Theo, right? I was telling you, I think it's just business. But he also has no credibility, so I agree with Theo.
Exactly.
He can't be the face.
Well, the thing is, he wants to be Mr. PR, Mr. Friendly guy.
Kissing babies.
Right. But at the end of the day, he works for a heartless corporation. That's the truth.
The way he was going. He's practically delivering babies. But like, it's true. That's what I was telling Theo. I think it's just business. I think you had a plan. I think things change. I do think he continues to push his vision, and I think it's changed. I think people above him said, "This is what's happening. You're gonna have to be the asshole." And I think he's like, I mean, you could say he's complying, but also, what choice does he have? He doesn't have a choice, really. You know, to me, it really seems like he pushed as far as he could to not comply.
Okay.
So to me, this feels
that's what I'm wondering. In other words, if he didn't do this, he might have gotten the boot regardless.
Okay, exactly. but again, the question is, do you feel that he should be CEO? I say no, and I think
feeling-wise, I think he's done. His error is done.
I think he's done in 6 months, for real. I think you're gonna get one more. Huh? I think we all gonna wake up one morning and he's gonna say that he's been given another job. He's a talented man. There's no doubt about it.
I don't think they would want him to go to some rival company. So I feel like they will try to retain him.
Okay, but okay.
I think the plan forward. Xbox is a giant third-party company. That's it. Xbox brand, Xbox Game Studios. It's just a company. There's no physical console. They may let out one more. Give it 8 years. They're just gonna be a digital third-party company giving out software.
Or maybe they could be like Valve. Valve is a third-party company, has their platform and their hardware.
But there's a rumor they want to release a portable Xbox device.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Again, I've proven it. The thing a couple of years ago. Remember when they wanted to raise the $120? Remember yearly? Gamers fought back. Phil Spencer.
We talked about that too today. Yeah.
No, you were the one that mentioned it to me, Stevie.
Yeah.
Pointing that gamers got power. Last week, Helldivers. Sony was, no, we don't care. They changed their tune in 48 hours? I think. Or like, was it 3 days? I think it was three days. People in the uproar and listen, Valve was not playing Steam, they will give you money back. They will
If
give you,
that-
all right.
If that Xbox One, people forget about that so easily. That was showing you back then how broke they were. They're trying to find ways to make more money for a while now. Trying to raise double subscriptions.
No, but I'm saying, my point, me saying this is that the gamers, if they really want Phil Spencer out, because he's been getting destroyed, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, guys, we have the industry leaders, okay? All right? From IGN, the chief editor, everybody, that they're friends with this man. Phil, dude.
Look, no, you know what? And I'll say this. I don't believe that any amount of gaming outcry would stop any leader from getting out of position if he was doing good business. I don't care what you can change the semantics of it, but you will never change. Every gamer on the planet can complain, but if he was making the money, he's not going anywhere. Nobody goes.
Okay, all right. On Jeff says that with you.
It doesn't matter. If he's making money, it does not matter.
Okay.
It doesn't. When it comes to leaders' business, it's about where the money is. The problem is, unfortunately, Bobby Kotick got to stay for as long as possible, and actually because of the money.
He's still there technically, or he left finally.
No.
He's finally gone. He's finally gone.
He's out.
Right? You had to do it for optics, right? And one, I'm happy he's gone, but that's not the point. The point is, he stood as long as he did because he is a brilliant. You can complain about it all you want. He's a great businessman. He's an asshole, but he's a business genius. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It built, so that's why, like, no matter what it was, all the stockholders were like, nope. And all the gamers are complaining, oh, these people just care about money. I'm gonna be honest, no shit. It's a business. Like, it's not like if you want hugs, go to church. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You're not gonna get that.
Okay, but remember, they were getting money by being consumer friendly, right? If they were trying to be the consumer friendly.
Working out for Xbox.
Kissing babies,
Well,
Eli.
they
Kissing
ruined it,
babies,
though.
Eli.
He wish he was selling babies. He can make more money.
Oh my God.
Yo,
Look, the point
Guys,
is,
he's only
if
kidding.
Game Pass was
All right.
successful, if they were hitting all their numbers, everyone could call him a liar up their ass, and Phil Spencer wouldn't go nowhere.
But again, how he's going to be the... Okay, you're right. I told Jeff, but then he's not going to be CEO because he cannot go to a platform. People are not going to... The point is, it's a double-edged sword, Eli. Either way you look at it, he cannot now go on a platform, IGN, none of these guys, and sit down and have a conversation because he lost everything.
No, you know what he's gonna be so fake when he says, "Oh, our friends at this studio, the great people in this studio." He talks that way about Tango.
Exactly.
He talked that way about Arcade.
So how could
and
you?
then he put him out to pasture.
But this is
he
what
did
I'm
Old
trying to
Yeller.
say.
Old Yeller.
I know he didn't want to.
But the point is this,
I
though.
give him that.
Again, how could you come back from that? That's what could someone answer my question, please? How could you come back from that? There is no credibility there. You lost.
All right, watch this. You know what he doesn't have it now. You know what would have helped if you actually had great games. If you actually had a bunch of great games and great sales, and if Game Pass actually had everybody was waiting for exclusives for 3-4 years on Game Pass, and they finally come out and they're all garbage.
I mean, we had that 1 year where the Halo wasn't that bad, and then the Horizon came.
I don't understand. People like, oh, Halo was a flop. No, it wasn't. You all bought it. You all got on Game Pass. You all spent money. You all played it. People still.
So what happened, guys?
Halo.
No, I see you.
Halo 2 months later. Okay.
I don't see you guys no more. What happened?
I see you guys.
Yeah, I see both of you.
I don't see you guys.
The Halo later, but Halo made a bunch of money. Like, he ended it. Halo made a bunch of money.
Oh well. Okay, go
right?
ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Halo made a whole bunch of money. Halo got good sales.
Oh, there you go. Eli, turn on.
Turn off the camera and on. Just turn it off and on. That's what I did earlier.
Because I lost you guys. Now I can
Even though I saw all of you, but
True.
Okay, there you go.
It worked.
But yeah, so I said, whoa, why not 343? Sometimes I'm telling you, 99% of gamers, I know whoever hears this, y'all babies. Y'all don't think about business. Halo made money.
Hold on, Eli. To go back.
Money. That's why they're open to get the
Okay.
every Halo game you complain about, and you still buy it. That's why 343 is still here.
All right, hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
that's why.
All right.
Angle didn't make money.
All right, Stevie, go ahead, Stevie. Go.
Okay, so let's go about that, because remember earlier you said the value of the studio. How about compulsory games? The people who did We Happy Few in 2018.
Good game. Good game.
It is a good game. Xbox bought them in 2018, and they have yet to release a game. And they have all these employees they're paying year to year to year to year. And you think they're gonna have a mega game like Zelda in a 6-year cycle?
Well, I heard We Happy Few was mid, but
I liked it. I thought it was.
I haven't played it. It's a good.
I mean, that's why they bought them.
The art style is amazing in that game, bro. The
Even
art
the theme.
Look.
Anyway, that's not the point. It was successful. That's why Microsoft bought them, right?
Yeah, so they're working on a game. And
yeah, I know. They released.
We don't know. We don't know yet, right? They have to let it out. Everyone who tries to complain. And here's another thing. I'm gonna play devil's advocate about Redfall. Stop blaming leadership. The game is just bad. They worked on that game for 5 years. Every one of the interns gonna disagree, and I don't give a damn. They had 5 years to work on the game. All right, I don't give a damn. You can't leadership rush RGT85. You'll never see this, bro. You kept saying, oh, you forced them to release it because you said 12 months these games are coming out. Can we be honest real quick? They worked on it for 5 years. If you work on it for 5 years and it don't even feel like Dishonored at all, it's just garbage. The developers also just did a bad job. I don't care. It's both. Like sometimes.
Yeah, but the developers didn't want to work on it. Supposedly, that's what some of them are leaking.
You know what? I don't want to do my.
And
job.
they were hoping Microsoft was going to cancel it. That's what people were hoping.
Did you hear that? So now we have a self-admission that they didn't work like they could because they didn't want to. That's like me going to work. I'm not in the mood to work. Well, I don't do a good job. Like no, I'm sorry. Like this, all you did was prove.
Okay, but you can say that. But again, if you're a good office manager and your boss wants you to do a ballet dance, that's not your specialty. You do a bad job, and he's gonna fire you.
All right, well, watch this. All right. So let's say I'm the tap dancer. He wants me to make a game. He wants me to make a game of ballet, but have tap dancing roots. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the tap dancing roots ain't even there. Okay.
All right.
So, like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I understand what you're saying, but at its core, it's a bad game in 5 years. How does that happen?
Okay, but every company releases mid games. Even Nintendo has a few mid games.
Phil Spencer also said. Phil Spencer quoted. I could get the video. I want the developers to feel that if they fail, it's okay. We got them.
Well,
he got that. I got the video all day.
He should have stopped kissing babies. I always said that made no
Stevie
sense.
did not. He say that.
Yeah,
every video.
And they said they weren't gonna close Arcane. They said they weren't.
Stevie, you froze.
Stevie, you froze.
Ago when people said, "Are they gonna close Arcane?"
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, Matt Booty said they weren't closing Arcane. They said it after Redfall tanked. They said the plan now is for them to move forward and make DLC projects for the game, and they canceled the DLC.
Again,
they needed to do that. Again, honestly, even committing to DLC was him trying to kiss more babies. Stop. No one's gonna play it. You're wasting manpower. See this is where Xbox's problem is. They instead of actually making great games, they're trying to make great impressions, and that is not getting you nothing but mid games, garbage games, and
all right. Okay, all right. So let me quickly wrap up for like in another 10 more minutes. Do you think you see Phil Spencer in 6 months, Eli? Yes or no?
I think he's gonna be there. He won't be in the front though.
Stevie?
Oh. I think he might. I don't know. I think he might not leave unless people keep making a stink and it hurts the brand. Okay. I think he might stay. I think he might weather through, or he'll try to.
Okay, I think there's no way of coming back from this. Him sitting down. To me, like I said, they may reshift them
right
in the company, but he won't be CEO.
Let's see what this game is. What the June Xbox conference look like.
Dude, by the way, how is he gonna? Again, how is he gonna show face?
And come out right?
By the way, where is Phil Spencer in all this? Where is? He did a tweet. Remember when everybody was up in arms? Oh my God, are you going multi-plat? We have heard you. Remember he said that tweet? We're gonna make a whole podcast to explain. Now Stevie said something to me today that where's the podcast now? Why he can't make a podcast now to explain what happened?
Yeah, him, Matt Booty, and Sarah Bond should come now.
Do you see what I'm saying? The consistency.
Who backed those games?
Where everyone was up in arms. What happened to Xbox? Is it going multi-plat? We don't, right? And what he tweeted, we have heard you. So we're going to make a podcast next week. Where is he now?
A podcast, and I got so mad. This is why I say I'm sorry. I'm a gamer, but gamers are dumb. All they did was completely admit that everyone's worries was true, but because they worded it different, every gamer was like, "Oh, everybody was exaggerating."
But
people, because I'm like, he just.
But again, where is his tweet right now, guys?
He's terrified.
Guys, I have heard you. I am hated.
You know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? Crying as he's finally playing Hi-Fi Rush. Apparently, he only played 1 hour of the game. Now he's playing it, saying, "Look what we did."
Okay, so Jason Schreier, you guys know who he is. Quickly, so we could wrap up in 10 minutes, guys, because I want to keep you guys. Now they are what is that word? They're deciding either to raise.
Well, considering, right?
Considering. I'm sorry. Thank you,
yeah.
Stevie. Good. Considering raising, Game Pass, because they don't want to put Call of Duty just for free on there. So either way they go, it's a double-edged sword, guys. So now they're retooling themselves. First, when they first got it, it's going to Game Pass. Day up. Now they're considering it maybe only the Ultimate Edition it is going to get it, and then they're going to raise it. That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that, Eli? You can get just for a regular Game Pass, you pay $10. That's what they said at the beginning. It is going to be first day up. Now they're considering that they can't afford it.
Game Pass is going to give you the most basic version of Call of Duty. It's going to be just multiplayer.
No. They said they're going to...
Let me tell you what I think. I hear what you're saying. Those are rumors. I think they're going to have a level cap on the free Game Pass version. And if you want to keep prestiging, if you want to unlock all the features, you have to actually buy it. I think that's what they're going to do. I think
for the basic. For the
most bare bones, limited level version of free Call of Duty. I think you're gonna be able to play it, but if you want the real,
almost like a free to play, but it's like subscription to play. You have to have a subscription to play it, but then you have to buy it to get the full experience.
You can play with your friends if you don't care, but everybody plays. I bet you can't get a microtransaction. You can't do nothing. Well, no, they're gonna let you do that.
No, they'll take your money, bro.
They're gonna let you do that. You know they're gonna let you do that. But I'm telling you, I think you're gonna get. It's gonna be the middle ground.
Wait, guys, did Arcane
up to level 30, and you can't unlock.
Did they ever release the 60 frames for Redfall?
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did.
Or they just.
No, they did it about a month ago, or like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But how about this? They'll give you the campaign on the basic. But if you want a multiplayer, you gotta do subscription.
That's probably it. No. They'll give you the campaign if you have Game Pass. That's
right, exactly. But I'm in multiplayer, you gotta use Ultimate.
And still, the campaign and maybe 5 hours of multiplayer. And if you want to keep playing multiplayer,
I think you know what, Eli? I could see that the campaign, because it's only 6 hours anyway. They'll give it to. All right, Game Pass.
And it'll get you in the Call of Duty mood.
But again, they're lying. They're lying because everyone is calling them out. Because when Phil Spencer said it, it was going to be
quote Phil Spencer.
That's what he said. His words, not mine.
Phil Spencer, quote, we know his words are good. Look what he said. I'm a huge supporter of Arcane Austin. That's what Phil Spencer said less than a year ago.
Yeah, because you know why? Because everybody was saying that Arcane was dead. He was trying to defend them. He even blamed himself when I will stand by it.
He said their track record is awesome. He said it.
He should have never blamed himself for not paying attention to Arcane. To me, that is absolute ridiculousness. They have a track record, so they are capable of making a good game without you. Stop. Blame. They did a bad job. He should have never taken responsibility for a proven, over a decade, 12 years of proven quality, and whether you're involved or not, they made a bad game. That's it. It's he took responsibility when he shouldn't have. He tried to defend them and say, "No, I'm a huge fan." You are a huge fan, but that's because everybody was saying.
But a lot of studios make bad games or make mid games.
Everyone,
but
you don't destroy them.
Great to trash, maybe great to mid. They don't go great to trash. It was an unfinished basura garbage.
okay, but and then MVG says something. MVG that he's developed himself. You shouldn't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, that's when you succeed. Because okay, this idea didn't work. Okay, let's go. You get it? So, but now all of these developers in Xbox now, they scared, and you can't work with fear, because that is gonna not make you be your talent. Because,
can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
MVP he works on little games. Okay.
This is
okay.
He's still a developer. He's still a developer, though.
No, yes, he's a developer, but on smaller games, smaller titles. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
If Nintendo thought that way, and if Sony thought that way, we wouldn't have any. We would have multiple of the greatest games ever created, back to back to back. Okay, because they are afraid to fail. They are afraid to create something that is innovative and impactful, and that's why they're industry leading. That's why they have the games and Xbox does not. Okay, it is what it is. And that's a nice sentiment, MVG. Thank you for the sentiment. If Baldur's Gate thought like that, we wouldn't have one of the greatest RPGs ever created. Okay? If God of War thought like it, they came up with a brand new idea. They were terrified of failure. God of War, one of the greatest games.
But look at the Wii U. The Wii U was a failure, but guess what? It laid the groundwork for the Switch.
Yeah.
That crazy experimentation led to the success.
Guys.
But like Eli, in life,
Nintendo they failed and they made a remarkable, unprecedented
Eli, I used to tell my son Gabriel, I tell him all the time, you in life you need to fail, because that's the way you learn. I mean,
absolutely.
That's
but where
part of life.
You can learn and come back. A company can learn and be broke. Okay, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can keep it real. Now, Microsoft has the funds. What we are learning is Microsoft does not want to pay up for the failures of its gaming division. That is what we're.
But that's what.
That's what I said. But that's above Spencer. That's what I'm saying.
But
he's
Spencer,
getting the pressure from
the face said, not my words, is we want to give developers open that they don't have to fear, because they could financially, we could back them up, and they don't have to work under pressure, because the money isn't the problem anymore. His words, not mine, Eli.
What did I say? I believe that's true. And I believe they sat here and said, you know what? You promised all these unlimited funds. We just gave you $70 billion, millions on every contract. Numbers are not going up. You know what? The checkbook isn't open anymore. That's what they did. Because you're making all these promises for great PR, but the numbers aren't moving. At some point, I'm gonna close my checkbook too.
Okay, again, that's fair. But then now he has to take the heat, and he has to resign. That's all that I'm saying. Because he lost all faith, man.
He may have to take the sword. He might.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay in Xbox. He has too many.
No. He has to stay there, but I don't think he'll be CEO.
No, he won't. He won't. And again, I think one day it'll come out what happened. That.
Nah.
But no, you know what, bro? What happened is you have all these great ideas. You failed. It failed. And the Game Pass numbers are not good. They're not good. Oh, we had an increase. You didn't have an increase. You forced Xbox Live Gold members to be a part of Game Pass, and you inflated numbers. You didn't have an increase.
Now that's true.
You've been stuck at 25 million for the last 4 years. You haven't moved. You haven't moved at all. People aren't buying Game Pass anymore. Why? Because when you buy Game Pass, you have all these games. I'm experiencing it. I don't even know what to turn on because I have so many options. I don't get immersed into any of them unless it's a big new drop I really want to play.
But again, But again, Hi-Fi Rush, they said it sold, but it didn't sell. But how could you sell a game that is free as well? It's like it's a double-edged sword.
But you could look at in the PC side, you could see the Steam charts. It was doing well.
Exactly.
And it did well in the Sony store when it came out on PlayStation.
Look at Square Enix. Square Enix is saying all their games are failing to meet. Final Fantasy 16, I think it's a great game. Some great flaws, but incredible.
But didn't hit their expectations.
Oh, I loved it. Eli and I love that game.
16 is a great game.
The best ball. Hold on, I gotta give it credit now because now you mentioned it. The best boss fight in gaming. Eli, agree or like don't agree?
I got chills 3 times. Like
Eli, is it the best boss fight in gaming history? In my heart,
a good boss fight is a good spoiler, okay? Right, but then you have Rebirth. I think is one of the greatest. But the boss fights, they're good, but nothing like 16. It's also failing to meet high metrics. So they didn't say Hi-Fi sold like hotcakes. They said it beat every metric. But when you have low expectations, jumping 5 feet to the 2 feet is a good sign. But it still didn't make the money, right? Unfortunately, but what's unfortunate is that isn't Tangle's fault. That was Phil Spencer. We'll blame him on this one. Your inability to see the potential of that game. That was your fault. You know what Sony and Nintendo are really good at? Looking at an idea and seeing its potential and throwing it out. That's what they're really good at. They're really good at seeing potential of ideas. Look at Splatoon, new IPs. So, and Nintendo takes their time, but they're not afraid to throw out a new IP. Well, they may take 7, 8 years, but they'll do it. And when they do it, it's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Except for Princess Peach Showdown, that's your babies.
No, I like Princess Peach.
I said it. Right, and then
I like it. I actually enjoyed it.
I heard it's mid. I haven't played it. But then you look at Sony. Every time they drop a new franchise. Yeah.
But remember, mid can be fun for some people. It may not be for everyone. But it can be.
Listen, Princess Peach got some good ideas though. It does.
I'm just when Sony drops a new IP, it's almost always great. The only exception from Sony Studios that I remember, maybe I'm wrong, is Days Gone didn't launch great because they had issues.
That was the only first party that they had trouble with.
And everyone says you play that game and it's incredible.
Well, now it is, yes.
They have bugs. The point is...
Yeah, but that's never getting a sequel. They dumped that.
They launched it too early, but it's still an incredible game, right? So, new IPs from Sony, you look at an idea, what can you really turn this into? Nintendo, same thing. Xbox... Hi-Fi Rush is on your lap. People are so mad because Hi-Fi Rush it stands out in the entire industry. I was telling Phil when the game came out, if Hi-Fi Rush would have came out when we were kids, I think he would have been just as iconic as any other of our classic characters. I think his personality, I think everything about it. If we were kids growing up with him, I think I would have looked at him like I looked at Crash. It's so unique that if that idea was possible back then, if it was like, you know what I'm saying? They have it has its own identity in a sea of millions of games and ideas. It has its own identity, and you didn't market it. Yeah, it beat every metric, but you thought you were only going to make like $200, so that's your fault. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's not Tango game. That game is not Tango's fault that it wasn't a roaring success. That was a lack of confidence from your. You know
and then quickly, and then we got like a couple more minutes. Hellblade, where's the marketing? Game launches in 13 days.
A single tweet today.
Where's the marketing? Now, if that game fails, you got to blame it on the market because that game, 13 days.
It's bad, man. You know what? It's gonna be a great game, guys. Who's gonna buy a 6-hour game?
And Eli, remember that multiplayer game they released? After Microsoft bought them, they released that multiplayer game. Remember? That you used to like.
Which one?
The people made Hellblade made a multiplayer game like Overwatch style. Remember?
Oh my God! I think I remember. They made Hellblade, Team Ninja. Oh my God! I know it. It was a guy with a katana sword and a skull mask. It's very like spray painty.
But anyway, guys, we gotta go. I want to thank you guys deeply. Thank you for your time, guys. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys so much.
Oh,
all right, guys?
hold on. What's the name of the team? Ninja Theory?
Yeah.
What?
It's on Game Pass. The game you're talking about, but nobody plays it.
All right,
Bleeding
guys.
Edge. Bleeding Edge.
Yeah,
Bleeding
I
Edge.
love Bleeding Edge, but it was also
Okay.
failed.
Guys, so you want to say your goodbyes? There you go.
Yes. 90% of problems are leadership, but stop not never looking at people, workers. Sometimes workers just do shitty things, and sometimes they're just not good, and sometimes they admit that they don't want to work on their project, and you still want to blame leadership. You didn't do a good job. And Phil Spencer, rest in peace. I think they pulled the rug from under him, but also they wouldn't have had to if you were successful, and you were not.
Hey, Stevie, final thoughts?
Yep. I'm just very sad I'll never get Ghostwire Tokyo 2 or a.
Let me ask you a question. Was it, I got that
Hi-Fi
game in the
Rush 2.
rapper, so I should play it. So
Really quick before we go.
Yeah, it's a fun game. You just don't expect Game of the Year, but the style is really nice. It's about the Japanese folklore and the ghosts and stuff.
Okay.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I actually had a good time.
I have to play. I just want to say, I keep saying it. Hi-Fi Rush 2 is going to come out. It's just not from Tango. It's going to come out in 3 years. Mark my words.
I don't think
We'll see.
I think that would be such a disrespect after what they did to them. I don't think so.
I think
I don't
it's
think so.
disrespectful to
I
not.
don't think so.
I think the IP needs to live on.
I don't think they'll do it because I think the
Somebody
gamers,
said,
because because the way it was done, that they were it'll be too disrespectful, like for those people that got fired.
but you know, Eli.
They'll hire half of, and then people will forgive it, and then it'll be a great game.
Well,
Listen, they said that Microsoft never wanted the studios. Microsoft wanted the IPs. That's what everyone's saying.
Oh, well, that was obvious.
all right, guys, we gotta
They
go.
never cared
all
about
right,
the
guys,
studios,
take care.
yeah.
Love you, guys.